Imagine having the freedom to not work and yet still see the money flowing into your bank account. What you're imagining is passive income. I've just found out that I've made £17,976 completely passively. It's the story of how I got my money to make me more money with almost zero effort. And the best part, you don't need to be rich to start. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I did it and where the money has come from. I'll explain why these numbers are about to get much, much bigger. And I'll break down how you can make money passively too, using two strategies that actually work. Before we get into the numbers, just know that I am not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. The 18K I'm talking about today is all money that I have a clear record of. Tracking the numbers has honestly been a game changer for me in understanding how to maximize passive returns. I've made the tracking template I use available to you. The link is in the description below. With that said, let's break down my two favorite ways to make passive income. The main difference between these two strategies comes down to risk and reward. Saving is the only way you can make passive income while keeping your money 100% safe. On the other hand, investing carries risk, but it opens you up to much higher rewards. In my opinion, everyone should do both. You can start by saving up an emergency fund, which can also make you money. And once you have that safety net and are financially secure, that's when you're truly ready to start investing. First, let's run through my passive income from savings. I've only tracked this back 2.5 years, but over that time frame, I've made £2,241 across my savings accounts. All in all, I've had to save £37,269 just to make £2,241 back, giving me an average annual return of 3.7% on my savings. This is actual income that has been paid out and is ready to spend. It's safe, but as you can see, it's not a massive wealth builder. It's barely kept up with inflation, which is the rising cost of living. To give you a sense of my savings right now, I currently have a cash ISA making me £25 a month and some shared savings with my boyfriend making us £35 a month. Now let's talk about the fun part, investing. This honestly opened my eyes to what passive income can really be. I've used stocks and shares ISAs, which in the UK are special tax-free investing accounts. You can access them at any time, but there's a limit to how much you can pay in each year. I started investing my spare income back in December 2021. Between then and now, I've paid in a total of £41,275, and that has made me back £8,656 so far. If we just take a minute to compare the savings to investments, you'll see the massive difference. Another way I like to reflect on this is seeing how much of the overall amount is profit. For savings, it's just 6%, but with investing, it's 17%. This explains why I recently moved £20,000 of my savings into a stocks and shares ISA earlier this year. Here's the result of that move just 4 months later. You can see it's already made £2,557, so more than all of my savings combined and in a lot less time. But it technically isn't passive income, it's unrealized returns. The reason is because these are still actively working for me in the stock market, and so I choose not to spend it. I have done specific portfolio videos if you want to know more detail on the funds I am invested in, but the majority by far is in global tracker funds such as the FTSE All World Index. One final thing to consider are my pensions. This is money I can't withdraw for decades, but it's still quietly growing in the background. Just like my stocks and shares ISAs, my pensions are all invested in the stock market. My lifetime ISA is worth £8,343 and has returned £1,279 so far. I also have 2 workplace pensions, having made £5,800 so far. Altogether, you can see that more than a quarter of the money in my workplace pensions is pure profit. This is where I think time is demonstrating the biggest impact. Reviewing all these accounts and their performance opened my eyes to the importance of investing despite the risks. I don't want to downplay the fact that you will experience highs and lows along the way. It's a very different mind game when investing because you have to have the emotions dialed in and be confident in your strategy. Over the past 7 days, my investments dropped in value by £919, but I'm not worried. When you start investing, you're in for a lot of ups and downs, so you should take a long-term view and not focus on any short-term fluctuations in value. Let me show you the past performance of the FTSE All-World. I'm obliged to say here that past performance doesn't guarantee future results, and obviously that's true because no one can predict the future. That said, I like to use it as a rough indicator of what we might sensibly expect to happen. Over the past 20 years or so, the return was 10% per year on average. My experience of investing has been in line with these expectations so far. So if we add up all of that to see how much I've made, 2,241 came from my savings accounts, 8,656 from my stocks and shares ISAs, 1,279 from my lifetime ISA, and finally 5,800 from my workplace pensions. And that's just the money so far, which brings me to why these numbers are about to get much bigger. It's because of something known as compounding. Compounding is where your money grows over time as you earn returns on both your original investment and the returns on your returns that all add up. And now that I have £80,000 in total invested, a 10% return would be £8,000, which is almost as much as my entire stocks and shares ISA profit of 8,656, which took me nearly 4 years to build. So that is how I have made money passively from my savings and investments. The key, I think, is just to start, even if it's small, and let time and compounding do the heavy lifting for you. If you want to get on top of your own numbers and see where your money is really working for you, don't forget to check out my investment tracker template. The link is in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments which passive income method you're focusing on right now, and I'll see you in the next video.